Okay, we're ready for part 2 of our test review. And we're on the back side of the review paper that you were working on in class. And we're on 17 and 18. And the goal is to factor. And so each of these is a little different in that the greatest common factor is not one of the terms exactly. It's not 16 and it's not 10 for this one. So the question is, what's the greatest number that goes into both 10 and 16? And it's 2. What's the greatest amount of m's that go into both m to the third? So that's what we're taking out. So 2 times what is 16? It's 8. That's what's left. We took out m to the third. It was m to the fifth. So we have m squared. Minus 2 times what is 10? 5. We took out m to the third. It is m to the third, so that is our answer. So this one's kind of important because we're not taking out an entire term. We're taking out part of each. And the same thing here. What's the greatest common factor of 6 and 9? 3. Y to the 7th, y to the 4th. Y to the 4th is in common. 3 times what is 6? Y to the 3rd. 3 times what is 9? 3. Y to the 4th, y to the 4th. And that's our answer for that one. Okay? So let's move on to our last part of the factoring, which involves what we call trinomials. There are 3 terms, which is why we use the word tri. So number 1 there is x squared plus 7x plus 10. And 2 is x squared plus 9x plus 20. That's number 2. Okay? So they're all the same procedure. And some of you have told me that this is easier to do than some of the other factoring. You're not actually picking out what's in common. For this, you're going to use the X strategy that we have. What times what is 10? Added together is 7. And for these, it's helpful, and a lot of you are doing this, list the factors of 10. Which of these pairs add up to 7? And we'll get that. So 2 and 5. So what we do is then make it x plus 2, x plus 5. Positive 2, positive 5, plus 2, plus 5. If we went back and FOILed this, that is what we would get. So these are the factors. These are the factors of this. This times this gives us that. So number 2 is similar in that what times what is 20 added together is 9. So there are the pairs. Which ones add up to 9? X plus 4, x plus 5. This is actually your answer. This is just the tool we use to get us to that point. Okay? So to wrap it up though, I am going to do ones with minus, because it's helpful to be thinking about the ones that involve minus. I'll do number 4 and I'll do number 5. So number 4 says x squared minus 9x plus 8. And then number 5 is x squared plus 4x minus 21. The minus signs are in different places, which requires a different type of thinking. However, because they're trinomials, and they're set up the way we use the x strategy, what times what is positive 8 added together is negative 9. So, with this being a positive number, remember, we can only have both answers be positive or both answers be negative. Positive times positive will give us a positive, or a negative times a negative. And because this is negative, our answers are both going to be negative. So which of these add up to be 9? 1 and 8. Negative 1 times negative 8 is positive 8. Negative 1 plus negative 8 is negative 9. And that is our answer. For this one, the negative sign is right here. And guys and girls, this becomes the biggest challenge for students. What times what is a negative 21? One answer is going to be negative, one answer is going to be positive. Negative times positive is negative. But we're still dealing with what times what is 21. Those are the factors of 21. Because this is positive and negative, we're finding the difference between these. Which one has a difference of 4? And it's going to be these, 3 and 7. Because they add up to be a positive 4, the greatest numeral, the greatest digit, needs to be positive. So 7 is going to be positive, 3 is going to be negative. Negative 3 times positive 7 is negative 21. Added together is 4. So x minus 3, x plus 7. Okay? So that covers these. So that's 4 and 5. And the answer to number 6 is, number 6, you can't do it, okay? I made the problem wrong. You'd have to use the quadratic formula, which we're not going to use for this test. So you can't do number 6. There is no answer for that. Okay? So keep looking at both of these videos, maybe once or twice, so that you're ready to go for your test next class.